Well, I thought it was going to make a thumbnail or whatever that is, whatever it's supposed to do. It didn't do it. I've already eaten my lunch. I packed it. I don't really need to sit here. Oh, here come the geese. Hello, goosey gander. You're nice to look at, but I don't like... All right, you stay over there. And poop over there, too. Don't come over here and do it. We have all these geese around here. Hey, guess what it is? It's the front seat Frivolities. Oh, wait a minute. I better put these on because I don't know what's happening. Okay, it went away too fast. Oh, well. Oh, nice glass. I know. And I got 4 of them. And I'm going to tell you about them in a minute. Oh, you're not supposed to see that yet. Because it's front seat Frivolities time. Oh my goodness, I need to crack this. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Daryl. I think is what it said. Let me crack this window because I'm going to get... Hi, Black-Eyed Susan. What's that store behind me? What does it say? Boot Barn? Boot Barn. I don't need to go there. Ouch. We'll give it a minute and let everybody... Anyway, here I'm is. Hi, Maria Ladybug in Sweden. Sweden, you've had your dinner. Okay, it's after dinner in Sweden. Well, I don't know what time you eat your dinner, but I'm guessing it's, what, about 6 in the evening? 6 or 7 o'clock at night in Sweden? Have you gotten any snow yet? Good afternoon. Hello, Rosie. See, I can talk to you guys now. I can't talk to you during live sales. You know that. It's very hard for me to talk to you during a live sale, but I'll talk to you now. We caught you live. You caught me live, Heidi. Oh, no snow yet, Maria? Maria, what did you have for dinner? Americans, we're nosy people. We want to know. So if you don't know, Maria Ladybug used to have a sale. Maria, how is your husband? Is he, I don't know if you've lost him or if he's still with us. I don't mean to be insensitive, but I know you had to stop your channel to care for your husband, and I don't know if how he is. Anyway, Maria had a charming channel. She would always start her channel by saying, "Hello, I am Maria Ladybug. Welcome to my channel." It was so cute. He is here, and you're caring for him? Well, see, I haven't forgotten. Hey, Maria, you know, I want to know, what's for dinner in Sweden? Oh, wait. I have been enjoying your channel. Oh, thank you, but it's going to disappear. Thanks for... Well, thank you, whoever that was. It disappears. I want everybody to know that when I broadcast on a cell phone like this, the comment lasts for like 3 seconds and then it fades. You can't... It's not like on a live stream where the comments stay there and then you can scroll through them. Excuse me, I just had my lunch. I packed my own sandwich today, but I did stop and get an iced coffee. Because it's not too cold here today, and anyway. Now where was I? Oh, so the comments, they disappear in 3 seconds. You can't see it. So thank you, whoever that was. But Maria, what is a either you've just finished dinner or you're making dinner, but what would a oh wait, he's still going. We had meat, stew, and potatoes. Wonderful. Oh, that sounds hearty. Now, where do you put carrots in it? Maria is in Sweden. Well, give us our best from America to your husband, please. You know, Maria, I'm from South Jersey. And guess what? Your people settled this land. Well, they were the first here in southern New Jersey. It was the Swedes. It was me, Rena. Oh, okay, Rena. Because the Swedes had the first English-speaking permanent settlement on the Delaware River, which is the border between Delaware and New Jersey. And so we have a lot of Swedish heritage in the southern part of New Jersey. There's actually a small town called Swedesboro, and it's not too far from here. It's in South Jersey, Swedesboro. But then there's also a place deep, deep in South Jersey called Fort Elfsborg. And it was the Swedes, okay? Today it's called Elsinboro because it's Americanized. But the Swedes built log cabins and they built forts there before anything here was settled. And it was called Fort, I'm afraid I can't spell it, ELFSBORG, something like that. But Maria, you can look that up. Look up New Jersey and Fort Elfsborg, known today as Elsinboro, ELSINBORO. Yes, and that was the Swedish settlement. And the Swedes didn't stay too long. A lot of mosquitoes here in South. I don't know if you have mosquitoes in Sweden, but we have them here. And apparently the Swedes didn't take too well to all the mosquitoes. What? Do you have a Swedish Christmas tree? I don't. I guess you're asking Maria. I'm not Swedish. I don't have any Swedish blood. Not that I wouldn't like to. I'd love to have some Swedish blood, but I don't have any. I've got some Dutch blood, but no Swedish. Anyway, just random things to say. Oh gosh. I've pulled over here because there's a Staples and you can't see it, but I need to go into it and buy some boxes. I need to get boxes for shipping. I've got, I ran out of boxes and I've got, oh. What are you up to today? Yes, we have Christmas trees just like you in Sweden. We're getting ready to celebrate our American Thanksgiving, which is on Thursday of this week. And so that's coming up for us. No, huh? No what? No hat? Oh, it's here. I don't know. You need me to put it on? Anyway, it's supposed to be, we're supposed to do front seat. And I didn't preview any of this, but I've got things to show you now. Remember that front seat Frivolities includes this, trivia, and jokes in the news, quotes, that kind of thing. It's a little free paper that you pick up at little restaurants and places like that in the southern part of the in the southern part of this country, this state. Anyway, it's called Coffee News. The jokes have been, but then I also show and I tell. Coffee News, that's right. What? The other? Well, I don't really, yeah. Your wife used to enjoy these. Did you pick these up from, you must have been in southern Jersey, whoever you were. We are in Massachusetts and have them too. Oh, you do? You do? The same, published by the same? Huh. All right. Well, very good. Okay. Well, let's start with, I used to see those in South Dakota. Oh, this is nationwide. Are the jokes any better in South Dakota? You know, just for fun, I'm going to read my horoscope. Now, let me say this. I don't believe in horoscopes. I don't do astrology. If you do, that's great. Don't be offended. It's just not my thing. I don't put any... But I'm going to... I'll read it just for the fun of it. You know, but it's not... I don't do horoscopes. Here's what it says. You may have a number of opportunities now, but if you must close the deal in the next few weeks, double check the details and verify that everyone is in agreement. Well, what is that supposed to mean? I shouldn't make faces because I know a lot of you are into astrology. I'm not. But that's why they have chocolate and vanilla ice cream. Right? Because we can all like what we like or get into what we want. Ooh. It's raining here and overcast. But it's not cold. I don't know, I guess it's in the 50s. My dad used to always make that face. What face? I have a very expressive face, I know that. And I don't do it on purpose. I could never play poker. They'd always know. You know, I'd get the cards and go, wah! I don't know. All right. Let's see here. Now I'm going to look away. So if you're asking me something I can't see, I can't see what you're asking me. Drizzling. Oh, drizzling in Maryland. Yeah, I know. There's rain in the southern part. And there was weather in Texas, and there's snow around the Great Lakes, and it's dreary here on the East Coast. But we're happy. Oh, we're going to have a cold front blow through here. It's going to be a chilly Thanksgiving. We never really know in America, well, here in the East on the coast, we've had snow on Thanksgiving. We've had 75 degrees on Thanksgiving. You never know. What? But anyway. Oh, I couldn't see that. It went... All right. Laugh line. Now, I didn't pre-read any of the what do you call it? I didn't read any of these in advance. Laugh line. A vintage payphone with a twist is bringing back dial tones and punchlines in Washington, D.C. Instead of just making calls, the sidewalk fixture also tells knock-knock jokes, shares fun facts, and delivers cheerful thoughts, all triggered by the press of a button. Rewired and reimagined by local teacher, the phone, I said phone, that's how we say it in South Jersey, phone, pick up the phone, give me a call when you get home. Exaggerating, but I'm from this part of the country, so I can make fun of us. It uses a small computer and home Wi-Fi to run its lighthearted programming and keep things fresh. Kids walking by often stop to giggle or to surprise their parents with an unexpected call. While smartphones dominate daily life, this throwback gadget offers a reminder that simple ideas can still connect people. It's not just nostalgia, it's community with a dial tone. Isn't that wonderful? I think that's fantastic. I'd love to stumble upon that thing. Anybody here from Washington? Have you seen that? Hi, Peter. Now look, remember, these frivolities stay in the video bank. You can go back and watch them. I mean, if you got nothing else to do, if you got something else to do, like, I don't know, something you need to rinse out in the tub or alphabetize your cereal boxes, go do that. But listen, if things get a little testy at the Thanksgiving Day table, you know how it can be with family, I know. Just excuse yourself, go to another room, get your cell phone out, and watch a rerun of the Frivolities. All right, what's happening? No, we don't need to know that. Quotable quotes. My goal is to build a life that I don't need a vacation from. I like that. Who said that? Rob Hill Sr. I don't know who Rob Hill Sr. is, but I like that quote. All right, Dolly Parton said, the way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. Well, I'll go for that. Yeah, isn't that neat? Yeah. What? Oh, I got to tell you something. This is a trip. Now, wait, let me get it straight. It's in my mind, but I've got to get it straight. Well, let me tell you. So, I'm always working. And, but I don't text and drive. I don't text and drive. I don't. But I will fiddle with it at a stop sign. But I watch, so nobody blows the horn. But if I'm in a parking lot or something like that before I go into a store or whatever. Anyway, I was answering an email because I did all the invoices this morning before I left the house because I've been shopping. So I sent an invoice. Wait a minute. Okay. To a lady named Connie. And then she wrote to me and I wrote back. Well, you can press that button. I think it's called auto speech or so. I don't know what you call it. I don't care what you call it. But you press a button and you talk and then the cell phone will type out what you say. Whatever that is. Auto type. Well, I know to check the message before you hit send. Huh? And, hi, Rising Phoenix. Phoenix, did you get Patrick's Flower Frog? Are you the one that won the Flower Frog last night? I think you did. Man, I was sitting on my hands. Are you the one that got that? Yeah, talk to text, whatever it is, Judy, yeah. I'll get back to that. You know how I jump. I think Rising Phoenix is the one that got that German flower. I didn't, missed it by one. Oh, rats. Well, you've got good taste. Something else will come along. Oh, let me know when your green picture gets there. It's in the mail. What? And I double boxed it. Your Falstoria Vesper. Woo, you got a good one. I put that in the mail. Oh, I don't know. It should. Oh, wait, you got it? Oh, no. Oh, you'll let me know when you get it. Okay. Now back to my story. So I was speaking to Connie, and this is what I said. Connie, you're going to love the Murano. And I stopped because Connie won, W-O-N, a piece of Murano glass in my sale last night. You with me? So I shouted out into the cell phone, Connie, you are going to love the Murano. Well, guess what? I was about to hit send. I said, wait a minute, I better look at that. Guess what it said? It didn't say, Connie, you're going to love the Murano. It said, honey, you're going to love the marijuana. And I don't even smoke that dope. Connie, you're going to love the marijuana. But listen, Connie, I didn't say, I saw it and I fixed it. At least I think I fixed it. So if that accidentally got sent to you, no, it changed Connie to honey. Honey, you're going to love the marijuana. Well, I hate to disappoint you. I didn't put any marijuana in your package, honey. Honey. Now, can you make that up? That's how you find humor in life. You don't have to read these corny jokes. It happens every day. I'm telling you, I should have screenshot it. Honey, you're going to love the marijuana. Anyway, yeah, I know. I'm telling you. That's what it did. Let me have a sip. Hold on. I'm now sipping off camera because I got complaints that I smacked my... No, someone said they don't like to hear me swallow. But I guess drinking off camera doesn't matter. You can still hear me swallow. You're laughing so hard. Honey, you're going to love the marijuana. She would have never probably... Well, I mean, it is legal. In New Jersey, anyway. Anyway, and I know people take it for medicinal purposes and all of that stuff, and that's great. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? What do you want? What? She's 6 feet tall? Didn't go well? All right, I missed something. Tears. Are you laughing? I know. Now that's one I have to tell at the Thanksgiving table. Honey, you're gonna love the marijuana. What? Okay. Now, you know what that is, and I basically picked these up for you guys who need some replacements or need last minute. All right, that's Fostoria American. Now I picked up either 4 or 6. I think I got 6. No, I think I have 8 of them. Now I know what I paid. I don't know what I'm going to charge yet for them. It won't be outrageous. You know, it'll be better than what you can probably get on eBay. So if this is your pattern and you say, oh, I can't get them to you by Thanksgiving, but I can get them to you by Christmas. So these may be in a drop sale. What I'm thinking of, oh, I just tuned into your channel and I hear, Connie, you're going to love the marijuana. These may go in a drop sale as a set price. I haven't decided yet. Like they're right here. I just haven't even gotten home yet. So I do have 8 of the cups and saucers in the Fostoria American pattern, which we're all familiar with. Introduced in 1915, remember? And always very popular with folks. Also, I bought a set of 4 early American patterned glass stems, which can be for whatever you want to drink out of them. So there are 4 of them. And I haven't gone to the EAPG website yet to look them up, but I'll hold it still so that anyone who wants to can take a screenshot and you can go and look them up yourself if you want. I know some of you love to do that. There's one. Don't get my face in it. Now I'll turn it that way. I know some of you like to do that. If you want to go look it up in the what do you call it? The yeah. I like them too. There were only 4, but I don't have a problem with that. Because if I buy sets of anything, I'm only buying sets of 4. Because I can fit 6 at the dining table. I prefer just to have 4. And I'm not doing these great big sets of dishes anymore. I don't have room for it. Trivia. You ready? And don't Google it. I have the answers, but don't Google. Now I'm going to say this wrong. Mancala, Mancala, Mancala is a board game that originated on this continent. No, I never heard of that. We used to play Parcheesi all the time. Remember Parcheesi? Sounds like something that should be on a charcuterie board. Parcheesi. I'd like a little bit more of that Parcheesi and a cracker. No, but it was a game we played. It had dice you would shake in a little tube, like a little toilet paper tube. Now, they're not asking you what continent. You didn't get... Listen, I'll read it to you again. This is... I guess this is a true or false. Mancala is a board game that originated on this continent. I think they didn't put true or false, but I'm pretty sure they want you to say true or false. True or false. So yeah, you're right if you didn't get it. It was false. It wasn't created here. I think somebody had the right continent. Oh, my ear is ringing. That's unusual. Anybody remember Parcheesi? Are you selling any of the Lionel trains? Yes, I am. I don't need any more train. I am. Who asked me that? It went away. I read the question, but I didn't see who asked it. I am going to sell those Lionel trains. Those pieces are from, the set is called the Scout set. And it was oh, Robert. Hi, Robert. That set was introduced in 1947. So it's post-war. It's an economy set. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. Lionel was trying to compete with the cheaper sets that were being sold by Marks and some of the sets that were starting to come in from overseas. But I am, Robert, you know, and I was just thinking about that this morning. That now's the time to sell those trains. Gee whiz, I'll try to dig those out. I've got so much, Robert, I'll tell you. But yes, so I'll keep you in mind. Huh? Yes, to purchase, except I can't spell it. What? What type of tree produces acorns? Come on, folks. Now you're insulting our intelligence. What kind of tree produces acorns? I think it's the mighty oak. Underneath the chestnut tree, the blacksmith, la la la. Yes, it's the oak. You're welcome, Robert. It's the oak tree. Of course. What? Earnings? Earrings? Say the alphabet letter stops on who? What? Yeah, the oak. The mighty oak. All right, let's do some more show and tell. All right, I've got to ask you a question. If you saw that in a thrift store, in a Goodwill or a Salvation Army or wherever, what would you think? If you saw that. I'd buy it to make ice cream sodas. Okay, yeah, that works. I'd buy it. Yeah, well, I did. No, it's not a celery. Good. Oh, I know. No, it's not a celery, and it's not a vase. I know. It's not a celery. It's not a vase. It's not a spooner. Would it help if I told you I bought either 6 or 8? I think 6. I bought 6 of these, not for ice cream sundae. Do you have any guess? I know it's difficult because you can't really tell the size. Well, yeah, it's a goblet. So these were on the second to the bottom shelf. And I was flying around so fast I untied my shoestring again. So I got down on the floor to tie my shoestring. I mean, bent down to tie my shoestring. Well, down there at the shelf level above the bottom, pushed back, were 6 of these. And I went, ooh. So the first thing I noticed was the clarity of the glass. Now this is dirty. This needs to be washed. Ugh. They are huge. I noticed that looks like good glass. So I picked one up and then I stood up and put it on the top shelf. And I said, it's heavy. Even though it's dirty, it's got clarity. And this is what's called a colonial pattern. I said, that's good glass. That is good old glass. So then I started studying it and I looked at the stem and I said, you know what, girls and boys, I think this is a piece of Heisey. Now I was looking for the H in the diamond, couldn't find it. But Heisey will put that mark anywhere they want. They'll put it in weird spots. That's right, it's Heisey. They'll sometimes put it on the bottom. They'll sometimes put it in the stem. And sometimes, if the mold is starting to get worn out because they pressed so many, you can hardly see the H and the diamond. And sometimes it's not marked at all. Heisey didn't mark everything. Couldn't find any mark. I said, no, this is Heisey. So I bought the 6 of them, got out in my car, went to the Heisey Collector's website, because I don't just Google. I like to go to expert websites. I went to replacements, and I went to a Heisey Collector's, sure as you're born. Heisey Colonial, footed iced teas, introduced, I think, in like 1907. Yeah. 1907, 1908, 1910, 6 of them. Chip-free, crack-free, sitting on that shelf. They were covered in dust. You can't even, can you see the dust? Who knows how long they'd been down there? Oh, yes. So, Heisey iced teas, a set of 6 of them in the colonial pattern, introduced around 1907 to 1910. I can't wait to wash these when I get home. Introduced in 1907. Now, the thing is, colonial patterns were very popular, and to pick out a colonial pattern, what you want to look for are wide panels, and I'm not just talking about Heisey. Most good glass companies had a colonial, what they called a colonial pattern, although you'd never find anything like this in a colonial home. They were lucky if they had a chair to sit on for many of those homes. But the one thing you'll find when you find a colonial pattern, no matter who made it, is these wide panels, right? There should be almost always, no etch, no embossed Victorian stuff. It'll look very traditional, as these do. And that's the Heisey Colonial. And then they had pictures and, all kinds of things. So you can find more than just that. But you should have seen, and I actually filmed myself in there when I found these. I was thrilled. 6 of them. All right. Now, you sit right there. They'll be for sale. What type? No. Is a group of flamingos called a flock, a flutter, or a flamboyance? They do copy that style in glassware today. It's very traditional. Is a group of flamingos called a flock, flutter, or flamboyance? Flamboyance. Come on now. Put your guesses in. Flutter, flutter. And don't Google it. Somebody first said flamboyance. Now we have 2 flutters. How many people are watching this program? 124. A flock, a pink flutter. Well, I learned something new. I learn new things every day. I had absolutely no clue, according to this piece of paper, that a flock of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Flamboyance. Am I pronouncing that wrong? Is it flamboyant? You know, somebody who's very flamboyant? I'm very expressive. I wouldn't necessarily call myself flamboyant. Not that there'd be anything wrong with that. I wouldn't take that as an insult if somebody said you're flamboyant. Well, good. I guess it's better than being boring. But I never knew. You learned that a couple months ago? See? Now look, when things get wonky at the Thanksgiving table, you know, when that aunt comes in there and she starts talking about her political views, you just jump right in there and say, well, guess what? I don't care who you voted for, but do you know what you call a flock of flamingos? That'll hush her up. Or him up. Anyway, I didn't know that. How many of you knew that? I didn't know that. Anyway. I'm gonna have to get windshield wipers. Oh, you guys are lagging. Some of you are still putting your guesses in. Hit refresh, some of you. Go out and come back in. We've already answered the question. What? I knew it. Owls are a parliament. I think crows are a murder. Oh, I knew about the murder of crows. I didn't know about the owls. Ugh. Let me move over on my seat. All right, let's finish this trivia. And then I got more to show you. What is the only mammal capable of true flight? Ow. What is the only mammal capable of true flight? A bat? I have to tell you something funny. I must have been about, 12 years old. And I was home alone. I don't know where my parents were. But this was back in this, what year was I 12? 1979, 78. I don't mean home alone. I mean my parents maybe had gone out to dinner or something, and I didn't need a babysitter. But I was home alone at the house, and a bat came down our chimney and into the house. Well, I didn't know what to do. So I called my next door neighbor, an old woman by the name of Fanny. And she was a trip. She was from Tennessee. She was a lovely neighbor. I say old lady. She was probably 65 years old when I was that age. I said, and I didn't call her Fanny. We called her Mrs. We called them. That's how we used to do back in those days. You would be impertinent if a 12-year-old called a 65-year-old woman by her first name. So it was Mr. and Mrs. We didn't say their first names. But I'm not going to tell you her last name. I called her. I said, Mrs. A bat has come through the chimney. What do I do? She said, I'll be right over. Like a This is the truth. Fanny showed up at the house wearing one of those. This was on a Saturday, and she just had her hair done. She would get her hair done every Saturday, so she'd be ready, because she was in the church choir. She was a soprano in the Methodist church choir. Not the church I went to, but another one. So she just had her big helmet head. Now remember, this is 1979. She shows up at the house. Part of this I can't remember. I want to say she had a fly swatter, but that might be an exaggeration. I do remember she had taken the time to put on one of those plastic accordion rain hats over her helmet head. She did not want that hair to get messed up, you know. And I can see her now coming in there. I think she had a can of spray. She had something else in her hand, and a plastic accordion rain hat. You've never seen anything more funny in your life than Fanny in that bouffant hairdo and me running around that house trying to catch that bat. I don't know how we got it. That part I don't remember. I don't know how we got the thing out. Isn't that ridiculous, the things that you remember? That woman has been gone for, gosh, 30 years. Just turn off all the lights and open a door. Well, anyway, it is a bat, by the way. I'm sorry that my story... It's illegal to kill a bat in Virginia, all right? Your cat brought one home? Oh, gosh. What part of the body does a snake use to smell? So how does a snake smell? Not what does a snake smell like? Well, I guess it's what part of the snake's body does it use to smell? But I don't think he has a nose. I have to look this up. Oh, I think it's his tongue. Isn't it? See? We're so smart. It is his tongue. Okay. Ooh, can you imagine? All right. Enough of that. I love these things. Jewelry box, wooden, gilded. Picture under glass. That's the picture that was in it, the piece of paper. And it's got the old gold paper on the back. And very inexpensive, and we can open it up. And there's a mirror. And there's the inside. Anyway, I think it's really sweet because what's written in pencil, ouch, around here says, May the 9th, 1942, from Harold. Well, Harold, I don't know which Harold you were, but in May the 9th of 1942, you gave this to somebody. Oh, nice, eye out. Well, there's wood for the base. This is a jewelry box, not a candy box, yeah. You know, a catch-all thing for the dresser. A gift item from those days. Now, look at this! This I'm not selling because I am putting together a very small collection of inexpensive Depression-era toys, yeah, to sort of decorate with at Christmas time, to put under the Christmas tree. I think you know that I've been doing this. And so, look at that little Art Deco iron. You know it's from the 30s. Isn't that neat? But made out of tin. So, it's not electric or anything. You know, but some little girl would have gotten this to imitate the mother. And it's so streamlined, you know. Isn't that cute? So it's the kind of thing that I'm just going to put under the tree. Little 1930s things. All right. Now, what else is in here? All right, I've got two more things to show you. And then my lunch break is over. I got to get back to work. In fact, I've got to go in there and get those boxes. All right. Oh, we haven't done the jokes yet. We did the trivia. Oh, we didn't do Did You Know? Did you know? Did you know? Wait, what? Oh. Stage glow. The phrase "in the limelight" comes from a bright stage light that once made by heating quicklime, a type of calcium compound. It lit up performers long before electric bulbs. Yeah, the expression still shines today. Okay. Language. In Papua New Guinea, more than 800 languages are spoken. Boy, I have a hard enough time with subject-verb agreement in English. I can't imagine 800 languages. I guess they're dialects, but I don't know that. In Papua New Guinea, more than 800 languages are spoken across its rugged mountains and scattered islands. Isolated villages have developed their own ways of speaking over time, making this Pacific nation the most linguistically diverse on the planet. Whew, I bet those English teachers, I bet those native speaking teachers. All right. Oh, backing band. The music group best known for Africa didn't just top the charts on their own. They also backed Michael Jackson on Thriller. Members of Toto contributed to much of the iconic album. Now that I did not know. Lending their musicianship to tracks like Beat It and Human Nature. Did you know that? Now, I love that song, Africa. I Bless the Rains Down in Africa. And then they also sang Rosanna. Remember those? 1980, 1981. I had no idea that that band was on the Thriller album and that they played backup on Beat It and Human Nature. I loved me some Toto back then. 1980, 81. I think it was the #1 song in 81, Africa. Somebody can look that up. I think it was either 80 or 81. The song Africa by Toto, T-O-T-O, was the #1 song. Tarzan Boy, la 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 da 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 da. No, I don't think they didn't sing Tarzan Boy. Who sang Tarzan Boy? I know the song, but I don't think it was Toto. No, I don't think they're the ones that sang. I like Tarzan Boy, but wait a minute. No, I didn't know that, but I know. Oh. Well, we're all learning things here. All right, let's do the jokes. I'm not necessarily looking forward to this. I mean, I think some of my jokes are better than this. Did you see my short earlier? Did you hear about the pickle that got a job? He's now gherkin 9 to 5. Should I repeat that? Let me repeat it. I want you to write it down because you may need this at Thanksgiving. Did you hear about the pickle that got a job? No, tell us about it. Well, he's now gherkin 9 to 5. That's so bad it's good. All right, let's see what let's see what this says today. A monster with a drip dry suit is called a wash and werewolf. Cute, cute. Cute. What time is it? Because my lunch break is almost over. Oh, I don't know what time it is. What? We were going to tell you a swimming joke, but it was too watered down. Patient. I'm here for my liver. Doctor, sorry, I don't have it. I don't write these. I'm not responsible for this. What does Buckwheat take his bath in? Oh, it went away. Knock, knock, who's there? Otter. O-T-T-E-R. Otter. Otter who? You otter, open the door and let me in. What do you need to know to be an auctioneer? Lots. And if you've never been to an auction, then you don't get it. L-O-T-S. You know, next up we have a lot of... Wait. I tried to throw it in the back seat and it blew back up front. Thank you. Thank you all. My joke was the best. I've got 2 more things to show you, and then lunch break is over. Then I'm headed to get boxes. Then I'm going to go home and box up everything from last night's auction. This is Tuesday, the night after the auction. And then I've got to produce a thrift haul. And then something is happening tonight, but I don't remember what. I'll find out. It's almost 2:30. Thank you for telling me. I do eat late sometimes. Now this is delightful, but it's going to need me to do something to it, or it's going to need you to do something to it. Ooh, $6.99 a pound for top roast at ShopRite. Sorry. Okay. This, kids, is good glass. Now that's a candy jar, and this is all cut, not acid etched. So think for a minute. When this came out of the mold, there was no decoration on it. It was a completely, it was a complete clear glass, and then someone sat at a grinding emery wheel and went zzz, 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 and cut all of this into it. All of that is all hand cut, hand engraved. And this is for candy. Look at that. Now, this is quality glass, and what I need to do to the top is take the screw off of it. This piece right here, this metal piece, I looked at it closely and I'm not surprised at all. It says sterling. Well, I would expect it to say sterling because I see the quality of this. At some point, whatever was here on the top was broken off. And you can see what someone very smartly did. They filed it down. In the middle, you can see the screw. That's the top of the screw that they filed down. And that's just what's left of whatever was sterling. Now, what I'm going to carefully do is when I get home, I'll take my needle nose pliers. And first thing I'll do is I'll spray it with some lube, some WD-40 or something like that. Just let it sit. I might not need that, but let's do that anyway. Just lubricate it. Let it sit for a little bit. Then I'll take my pliers and I'll turn this. This should unscrew, yeah? And we should be able to take this top off, and then we can pull that piece off down here because, you know, there's nothing. We can leave it the way it is, but I'm going to attempt to go digging through the basement. Now, I'm not going to find a sterling top, but I might be able to find something. Maybe I have a lamp finial that's small enough. I saved little bits and pieces of this and that and the third. Now looks here, goosey gander, you stay right over there. You're doing perfectly fine on that side of the parking lot. Don't come over here and bring your comrades with you. All right, so I'll see what I can do, you know, to try to get some type of a little finial on the top of here so we have a knob. It won't be sterling anymore, but I may be able to save this bottom piece. So that's that. But anyway, either way, what a lovely, and this is going to date to the 20s. That's a nice one. Yeah, that's a nice one. This is from the 20s. That style looks like an apothecary jar. These were like the mushroom to the 1970s, like the smiley face to the 1960s, like the goose with the ribbon around its neck to the 1980s, right? Iconic. You cannot, no maker's name, you cannot mistaken these candy jars. From 1925 to 1935, this was one of the top gift items. And, you know, I love these. I collect these, some of them. I'm selective about it. This one I'll sell, but I do need to try to get something for the top. That's a nice piece. Ooh, what have I done? Okay. Who knows what I've done? I'm always, wait, what? Would they be set out alone or in a group? No, people didn't group things like that then. You know, you would have one or you would have one. It's just for candy. Yeah, people would have one. I mean, they might have a couple of them for different, but I don't know that anybody actually collected them and put them out in groups. What kind of candies? Any kind you want. Any kind of candy. Yeah. Any kind of candy. You know, whatever, you know. Yeah. Yeah, just candy. Candy jar. Candy jars, candy boxes, candy things like this. This was a big, it's kind of like, well, anyway, it was a big deal. Yeah. It is beautiful, and it's engraved. This is all engraved, hand engraved. Yep, all cut right in there, and it's beautiful. You can see all the independent handiwork. This was expensive when it was bought, especially because it had the sterling silver. Yeah. Okay. Now, hint: if you're out and you see that, you know, you'll see people say, "Oh, you know, look at that goblet." If the dimensions seem off, if the proportions seem wrong, like, we might have a goblet this big today, but you didn't have goblets this big for the dinner table. Now that's tall, but that's for iced tea. Look how fat, how wide that is. Candy jar missing its lid. But for drinking, this isn't a proportion, this isn't a size that you'd see in terms of how the diameter here. So when you see these, it's pretty certain that that it's candy box without the lid. And yes, that's right. Anything that I do, and I'm glad I think it was Rising Phoenix who said that. Anything that I might do to this to sell it, you get all the pieces to it. So if you don't like the new finial that well, it won't be a new finial. I've got good taste. I know what would look right on that. Not that you're saying I don't. But I would include this so that if you don't like the replacement, you could leave it the way that it is. Certainly, you can still take the lid off, but it does not have a knob to pull it off, and you can't really pick it up that way, so it needs something if you really want to use it safely and as it was supposed to be used. So we finished let's do this last thing and let's get out of here. The last thing I have for you is, I'm going to have you guys guess. Well, the first thing you'll see is an old Bakelite plug and a wonderful electric cord. Now, I would plug this in. No problem. You know why? All that is the silk. Now, this has to be replaced, and I'll replace it. But these are your 2 wires underneath. This is supple. Nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so this can be plugged in. Nothing will happen. But there's the cord, which, as I said, I will replace, right? Let's bring this up into focus, and I want everybody to put your guesses in as to what is it. What is it? What is it? Where was it made and how old is it? What do you think? Fairy lamp, night light? It's odd looking, whatever it is. 1930s, boudoir 1930s, nightlight German 1920s. Whatever it is, I like it. Night lamp 1920s. Hey, Florida, Golden. You traipsing around a cemetery today? Small lamp or Christmas tree? Well, a lot of you are right there. It's a couple of things. It is an electric light. And so we can turn this knob. There is a tiny light bulb in there. And it's made of glass. And we can see it's all hand painted. This is all enamel here. See? But there's something else to it. And if I turn it in this direction, you may be able to figure out what else is so special about it. I want you to look up here. What's that for? Come on now, you know. Wait, let's see. What's supposed to happen there? Yes, scent warmer. And you thought that was something that you went out in modern days and got at Walmart, those little wax melting things. No, this is close to 100 years old. It'll date from 1925 to 1935. Oil diffusing. So you have you'd put a drop of oil in the top, oil right here, and then this would typically be used in a boudoir. Now, remember, we're talking about an era when we did not run around with aerosol spray cans of, Christmas cookie smell, or I don't know, chestnuts roasting on an open fire smell, Febreze. Didn't have that. We didn't have those things we plugged into the wall and in every room for air freshening. In the boudoir, there are many occasions when you'd like it to smell very nicely for certain types of activities, right? And maybe you don't want a whole lot of bright light. So this is perfect. You could put this on the vent next to the table, next to the bedside table, on the bedside table. You'd have just a little bit of light, just a tiny little bit of ambient light and some smell goods. and then you can go off to sleep with beautiful warm light and smelling lovely. You can read your Bible verses or contemplate the meaning of life, or you may be making whoopee that night and would like some ambient light and some sexy smells in the bedroom, you know. So anyway, that's what that is. This would be, again, from about 1925 to 1935. These were made in America and in Europe. This one may be European, but I'm going to lean towards American because of the plug. Yeah, this is probably an American one. That's the old original cord. It's never been taken off. And a lot of the plugs in various European countries would be not the same as the standard American. But it still could be Polish, German, but I'm probably going to go with American. And it also has Leviton on it. So when I look, which is here on the Bakelite plug, that's American. So this is probably, as I said, 90% certain it's an American-made one. And the neat thing about this is it takes a little Christmas tree light bulb. So whatever light bulb you put in there, that's the color that you get. And the way that you change the light bulb is we're going to unscrew the on and off. Oh, that little guy right there. And the last person who used this had a clear light bulb. I would probably put a blue or a green or a red light bulb in there, just this little one. And because that might be too bright. I've not plugged it in. I'm sitting here in my car. But you could change the color of it. Now, I'm not going to try to put this back together because you've got to get that into that tiny hole, and it has to line up, and you have to hold your mouth in the right position. So I'm going to put this in the box, and you'll see that again at some point when I get it rewired. Different bulb color for each activity. There you go. That's right. If this is the night to make whoopee, I guess it's a red light bulb. I don't know. All right. Enough is enough. Well, I want to thank you all for spending my lunch break with me here in the OCS. Oh, no. Wait, one more thing, and then we'll say goodbye. One more thing. How could I forget? Come here to me, you. One more thing and my lunch break is over. A lovely, this will come back in the spring, a beautiful, this is pottery. It's blue. It's a lovely, is it a periwinkle blue or robin's egg? I don't know, but it's blue. And everybody always wants to know, what did you pay for it? Well, not everybody, but some people really get annoyed at me that I don't tell you what I pay for things. I mean, I just don't, whatever. That was $5, $4.99. I'm not big into, this all comes from thrift stores, so anyway, paid $5 for that. It's pretty, probably, it's unmarked. Let's get, yep. No, wait a minute. Yeah. So, it's probably from the 1940s. It is pretty. And, probably the 40s. And there's no damage on it. This is a pretty vase. We'll have this in the springtime when it's time for our springtime things. So, that's that. Oh. That's that. Yeah. You know what one of my favorite things is this. I love that. Some industrial designer sat there and created that for... Okay, that's it. Well, thanks for watching. gosh, if I don't talk to you or see you, have yourselves a merry little. Have a lovely Thanksgiving, no matter what, where, who, where, when, or why. And, but stay tuned to the OCS. I hope to have a drop sale for you on Black Friday. I hope to. We'll see. And there should be 1 or 2 videos coming out between now and then. So I hope you'll stay tuned to the channel. Oh, and the last time I'm only, I think, 3 or 4 or maybe 5 subscribers away from 32,000. Now, I want to tell you something. You don't hear me running around bragging about how many subscribers I have. I don't talk like that. And I don't look at it every day. But when you go in once a month, you know, you see your analytics and you see the number and it's like, oh, well, big deal. But I'm so close. If any of you are not currently subscribed, oh, I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. I'd love to look on there and see that it has hit 32. That would be fun. But it really doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a huge difference. It's like, you know, I'm looking at, oh, I only need a couple more and I'll hit 32,000. That would be fun. So, if you're not subscribed, I'd love it if you'd like to. And you can turn on the notification bell and hit all notifications. And anytime I come on and do anything, you'll be there. We'll be there together. Oh, hey, Karen, and thank you for putting that in there. I appreciate that. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you, whether you're by yourself or with family, whether you're cooking or whether you just have to. No, I'm headed back over there, Christy. In fact, I'm glad you said that, but now let's get ready to sign off. That's another stop I'm making. I don't think you know, I did a big explanation. That is a whole nother, I'm going to do a video on that, Christy, that thing, and I haven't forgotten you. I know. I'm going through a mess with UPS. I've got 5 or 6 boxes that are stuck in a warehouse, and they have been stuck, and I am so annoyed. And I was on that telephone, and I even had to cancel a dinner with my mother and stepfather because there was no way I was going to hang up that telephone after being with that supervisor for over an hour on the telephone. I promise you I'm working on it. And Christy, I've got one last stop to make today because that manager at that office promised me he would call that distribution center, and I'm not letting it go. In fact, I'm glad you said something, because after I get these boxes, I'm driving over there. It's going to take me 20 minutes to get there, but I'm going to find, and if those boxes are lost, you will be totally 100% refunded. You know that. That's just my loss. That's the cost of doing business. But it's 6 boxes. Last night I said 5, but it's 6 because I forgot yours. Anyway, yes, happy Thanksgiving. Peace and gratitude. Lots of love. Go ahead and eat too much or don't eat too much. And we'll see you back here at the OCS some other time. Thanks, everyone. And so long for now. All right. Now what do I do? Oh, I know what I do. I have to hit that thing. Here it comes. Ready? Boop. Everybody do it with me.